So I saw this Vogue pattern and I decided to make the skirt, and I wanted to use Hmong fabric to be a little more creative. However, what I realized is on its own, it didn't look that great. So I'm going to have to make a top since I've got no top to wear with that skirt. And this is what I'm thinking. Sorry, there's noise in the background because the reality is I do have kids. This is a dress that I was making out of some Hmong fabric that I bought online. And I made this really... well, I thought it was going to be this really cute skirt, but on its own, so it was from a Vogue pattern, but on its own, it looked kind of strange. So now I'm going to make a top to go with it and turn it into an actual dress. And this is the bodice that I'm thinking to go with this skirt. So the skirt's actually fully complete, like I said, but on its own, when I was wearing it with one of my other tops, I didn't quite like the skirt and it looks kind of strange. So I think it's gonna be better if it's an actual full dress. Hence, now I have to make a bodice. I've just kind of wrapped spare fabric around the mannequin. But let's see how I go with turning this into the bodice. Wish me luck. Okay, so these are the only pieces that I need. Piece 2, 3, 9, 4, and 5. But the pattern will need me to amend it a little bit because this is naturally not going to go right down to the waistline. So I'm going to have to actually extend this piece. The sleeve is really just a guide. I'm actually going to go full long sleeves. Well, at least I think I am. The bodice top part is fine. And that's just the back of the bodice. Okay, so this is the flat pack pattern. And as you can see, it is too short, which we already knew it was going to be too short to cover the skirt. So that's my skirt. So I'm actually going to now check how far that space is and how far I want the top to cover the skirt so that I can extend this particular skirt. Extend this particular bodice. So the top part will be blue as you saw it before, and then this part will be the Hmong fabric pattern, and then we should be ready to go. I initially thought that I was going to extend this, cut it up and add boning all the way down, but now that I look at it, I think we'll be fine. Instead, I'm going to use interfacing within here and double line it just so that that part is thicker. So I want it to be quite tight at the waist, right, to hold in the skirt and let the skirt flow out, and then the top is just the blue section. I might add boning there just to give a little bit more structure and to hold it up since I'm not going to add straps. I may still add the sleeves, but we'll see how we go. Okay, so I have extended the bottom part of the top now, but as you can see, I've sliced it because the top was never designed to fit around the waist or go all the way down, and we need to insert some darts. So I need to measure the distance between the gap of where we're going to put the dart. But I'm thinking instead of a dart, because it's connected to the top part of the bodice, I'm actually just going to create two separate pieces, as you can see here, and I have simply just sliced it and then had a look at where the gap is, and we'll connect it like that, amending the bottom part of the bodice. Really, I should have just made a bodice from scratch. All right, so this is what it looks like once I put it all together. As you can see, it fits nicely now on the sample fabric, which I've just roughly pulled together. And at the back, we've done the same thing to create the darts. Instead of creating dart, I've just created panels, and we're going to create a zip to close off the center back. Okay, this is what it will roughly look like. I've just roughly pinned it all together here so you can have a look. And it's close enough to what I was thinking and had in mind, so hopefully this turns out really nice. Okay, so now I've just pinned it all together and getting ready to sew it. I'm going to sew all of the pieces together for the top so that we can have a look at what it looks like. Okay, I have sewn it all together and this is what it looks like with the back. I decided not to go with the zip and instead I will use straps to tighten it together so it can fit me if I get bigger. I also thought the dress was quite plain, so I ordered these diamantes and I'm going to stick them onto the bodice and the skirt. And there it is, it's on the bodice, and I am also applying it to the skirt so that there's a little sparkle when you walk around. This is me now making my husband put in the eyelets so I can feed the straps through. I wasn't strong enough, and this is what it looks like when it's done. Naturally, I have to add a little patch to the back so that it can extend if you've got a wider top, if you need the wider top space, similar to how you would have in wedding dress tops. So I'm just going to sew that on, and then it will give us a little room to move when we actually put it on whoever's wearing it. Okay, so it's all sewn on now, and there it is, just pressed it flat, and all I need to do is feed through the tighteners. Ta-da! This is what it looks like, shoelaces for the top, again using that stretch fabric. Now onto the mannequin. It's all done, it's on the mannequin, fitted without pins, just it's actually, I made it to fit the mannequin, not myself, which I completely forgot to work off my own measurements. But with the straps, it means I can actually adjust it and fit it to my own shape anyway. This part, I'm actually just adding diamantes to the bottom of the skirt, which I missed earlier. So just gluing them all on with the fabric glue, which is washable. So it was pretty cool. Ta-da! This is the finished dress. What do you guys think? You can't obviously see the diamantes, but they look really cute in real life, and they do have a little sparkle. I'll try to get up nice and close so you can see how I place them, but I just followed the pattern really. I did think about using sequins and beads because that would be the Hmong way as opposed to diamantes. But you know, it's a modernized take on using Hmong fabric for clothing. And this is what it looks like when someone's wearing it. I love the way the skirt flows. Like I said, I didn't really like the skirt on its own, but now with the top, I think it's perfectly fine. Throw on a Hmong hat, a Hmong necklace, and we're done. If you like this dress, follow Heel Tribe Sisters. I'm going to make more videos so you can see how you might be able to make some of your own Hmong inspired clothing.